So, Fina, Fredeshe, Basim. And when last we left off, Dave gained all the skills he needed to get one more promotion and tried to become friends with Bob Newby. Unfortunately, that didn't go very well whatsoever. They have very little in common and their personalities don't mesh very well, which meant that while Dave got quite a few positives on his short-term relationship with Bob, the same can't be said the other way round. Many conversations instigated by Dave ended almost instantly because he was talking about a topic that Bob didn't like, so that 43 or so that Dave has won't be reflected on Bob's side. I imagine if I went into that household and had a look, the relationship would probably be barely in double digits. It might not even be in double digits, which means that our efforts were pretty much in vain. We may try and make friends with somebody else, or we may keep trying with Bob. Who can say, eh? Because we're not going to be focusing on Dave today, we're focusing on Samuel. And the fact that that piano is now in the house means that he can gain fun in a fantastically effective manner. And he can also work on that creativity skill. As a side note, creativity is needed to gain a promotion. He does need 2 more points of it, 1 point of logic and 2 points of charisma, and he does have the ability to gain all of those things, and his mood is absolutely fantastic. We might as well have him stop doing that right now and work on something else productive. Maybe learning a few more levels in cooking or mechanical. He has quite a lot of mechanical as it is, so gaining more cooking skill is a good idea. We can leave Melisande and Danielle to interact with each other because they now can use social actions between themselves rather than Samuel interacting with them. Although he will need to interact with people because after all he has a social need that requires filling. Right now it's pretty high, so we don't need to focus on that right now. If we're lucky, we might be able to get Samuel that cooking level before he goes to work. There's only one way to find out, and that is to advance time, even faster than I already have. Time fast forward engage! And the answer is that the carpool will be arriving in about an hour, but not before Samuel gains a 5th level of cooking, which is fantastic. His cooking will be that much better now. And that book fades into existence as he moves out here to go and get ready for work. And as somebody mentioned, he won't actually do anything after work until 20 simoleons there. Not bad whatsoever. Samuel and Dave won't actually do anything until the action there in the corner from going back from work disappears. And that won't disappear until the carpool has vanished. So you can actually be more effective with your time if you get rid of that command as soon as he gets back from work. And we may just do that. Cameron Towney is no longer a family friend. This does not surprise me whatsoever. We have let that friendship languish quite a bit, and with Claire as well. We won't let the same happen to Dave, however, and look at how fantastic our mood is, even though our energy is absolutely rock bottom. And we'll get rid of that now so that we can have Samuel do stuff immediately. Like, for instance, go and pet Melisande. Eventually. If Melisande will stop, and I think Melisande has stopped right there. And I think that's a bad place to stop, because that's right in a doorway, and that interaction can't happen right now. Samuel's energy is rock bottom, unfortunately, so I think we might want to have him go get some sleep in a little while. In a little while, however, maybe we'll have him study a little bit more cooking. At the moment, we don't have a particular objective in mind for Samuel. We just want him to gain a little more money so that he can spend it to improve the various things in his home. And you may be wondering, what other things are left to improve? Well, we could improve these chairs and this table and even these appliances here. There is a slightly better dishwasher and trash compactor. They're only slightly better in the sense that they provide a tiny bit of room, and getting more room stat is always beneficial. I don't think Samuel's going to really gain any significant progress here, but any progress is better than none whatsoever. There we go, I think that might be enough for now. We'll just, maybe a little more. Read into the early hours, Samuel. That is definitely enough now. It is nearly 1 o'clock. It is time for you to get some much-needed sleep. You've worked hard, and into the evening. The bed waits for you. A comforting place of rest that will soothe you into dreams, which hopefully won't be related to work. He works so much I wouldn't be surprised if he dreams about work all the time. And we'll wait actually, I think, until their energy stat is pretty much maxed out. There is more than enough food here. And the cats are awake and interacting with one another. And he's already up. Never mind, I wanted him to gain maximum there, and he pretty much already has, and they are not getting on whatsoever. Let's have a look at these, shall we? There is -3 there, and 17. It's safe to say that they are not getting on. They are playing tag, however, now, which I imagine is a positive interaction, if eventually they can pathfind towards each other. Can they pathfind towards each other? I think they can. There we go. And tag shall be played in a very, tightly, a room that has a lot of things in it. So we're just going to have Samuel cook food here while they, oh no, wait, Danielle is now chasing her tail, and Melisande has decided, you know what, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to walk around here. The food is going to be that much better now, Samuel, because you've gained that extra level of cooking. We'll see what effect that has in a moment. We might actually get that food processor just to save a little bit more time. And we need to wait for Melisande to get out of the way here so that, there we go, so that Samuel can eat that hearty breakfast. And it's even being eaten at breakfast time, not in the early hours of the morning like Dave normally eats at. Alright, how much better is this for one extra level of cooking? We're about to find out. It's filling up substantially, and there is quite a bit of food left. The bladder is going down as well, quite a lot, and the answer is, it is a fantastic meal indeed. That was quite low, and now it is that much higher. We'll then do this and that, and we'll then have you play the piano a bit. Why not, eh? It's a brilliant source of entertainment for you. There we go. And just wash your hands. You've always got to be cleanly, Samuel. You never know what might happen if you don't. And we'll just completely counteract doing that by you having a shower. It won't even take you very long, what with it being a hygiene 10 and all. Just a couple of minutes, and then you're all sorted. Marvellous. It is now time for you to play another piece on your piano. Very well as well. We might even get you an extra point of creativity if we have you do that for a while. The amount of time you have to spend in doing things increases dramatically with every level you get. I think from 9 to 10 is a colossal amount of time. You know what, we'll just have you keep doing this until you get to the next level of creativity. The music you play might change. It won't take very long anyway. Just a little more, Samuel, and then you will become that much better. How are you doing that without any sheet music? The carpool will arrive in about an hour, but I think an hour will be more than sufficient time. There we go. That left brain has been working hard. Samuel received 1 creativity skill point. I was about to say, like, what left brain didn't do, right brain achieved, but that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And in anger at my comment, Samuel stops playing the piano. We could even have him study some more cooking at the moment, while both Melisande and Danielle rest well indeed. How is the food situation? It is still pretty good, but we could fill that up before we go. That's probably a good idea. What do we... Ah! Melisande is awake, ready to see the day, and socialise are not that good for Melisande right now. We might want to work on that a little bit when we get home, but maybe Danielle and Melisande will interact with each other, and we won't need to. Also, we can have a look at their personalities, which I haven't done. Melisande is very friendly and slow and lazy and loud, but very compliant, whereas Danielle is exceptionally energetic and grouchy and loud and very independent. She likes to do her own thing. She's got better things to do with her time than follow her master around. We want to, let's see, it's going to be time to go to work, but before we do that, we're just going to fill this bowl here, and then we're going to go to work. We might as well be effective with our time. You just have one more thing to do, and then it's off you go, back to work to design that video game that you never really talked to the cats about, which does make sense because they're not really going to be able to impart any wisdom about its creation. Or can they? Maybe it's a video game for cats. We're not really sure. We don't get any real detail about it. And they're going to interact with each other, and there's a lot of negatives there. and they don't provide any positive to social whatsoever, all those negatives. That is not good. Danielle's doing a lot better than Melisande is. Maybe getting another cat was a mistake. We're definitely going to have to go and interact with Melisande right now, so that her social doesn't dip too low. They're definitely not getting on very well whatsoever. We're just going to have to wait for Melisande to stop chasing her tail, and then we'll say hello. We may be waiting for some time. For some time indeed. Samuel just stands there and waits, and his patience has been rewarded. Oh no, it hasn't. Melisande just ran away right now. Where are you going? I have no idea where you're going, but we're going to go and say hi to you. With what time we have left... By the way, Melisande is over there, Samuel. With what time we have left before Samuel goes to sleep. Hello there. How are you? Are you well? She is well indeed, and will be that much better for us interacting with her. There we go. Much better. We have a fair bit of money from only a few days of going to work. We also have being able to hug, but we're not going to do that because I really don't think that's going to work out. I think Melisande will definitely bite Samuel if we try that, but then again, I might be wrong. That is quite a good relationship they have there. I could give it a try. What's the worst that could happen? Well, it could fail. That is the worst that could happen. But it might not. Let's find out, shall we? Let's find out. Melisande, like Samuel, is up until the late hours. They share that in common, most certainly. And I think Danielle is going to be awake pretty soon. I was about to say Melisande, but Melisande is already awake. And now Samuel will offer a hug. I don't think... yep, you're going to have to pick Melisande up. Is this going to work? I think it is. Yep, it did indeed work, and that is brilliant. And immediately Melisande goes to get some food. I think it's time for you to rest now, Samuel. Unfortunately, your day is pretty much full of you just working and then getting ready for work and then you working. It is a life that you lead that is full of work, but it does pay dividends in terms of money. You are being paid a lot of money. You may actually want to ring Dave at some point to make sure that relationship doesn't weaken. And they're actually gaining positives right now, which is good, and that'll definitely help in there. And he's already up, which is great. Time for you to have breakfast and do the same routine that you always do. With the exception that afterwards, why don't you actually, before you do that, why don't we call Dave and say hello? He's not going to be at work just yet, so doing that now is good timing indeed. It may be a little early for Dave, but we're going to find out. After all, I don't think Samuel would really care that much about the timing. He's not one to consider this an antisocial hour. Then again, Dave is up at this time anyway, but I'm not sure the game will consider that. I think he is up. Yep, they're going to... Nope, that did not work whatsoever. I don't think he wanted to be talked to there, and that was not good. We definitely didn't want a negative there. We'd have much preferred a positive. We're probably going to have Samuel invite Dave over at some point and patch up this relationship some more. But hey, Samuel has food. Maybe he could cook pizza for Dave. Maybe he could. We'll just have him ready up his breakfast. Ready up breakfast. You're going to be eaten by Samuel. Ouch. He is pretty good at cooking. We do need to work on that a little bit more. There we go. One delicious meal. And that hunger bar is pretty low. It's going to raise quite a bit now. There we go. To nearly full. Excellent. He is in a fantastic mood, and I don't blame him. Who wouldn't be with things like that? Hunger being pretty much at maximum, comfort high, hygiene high. The only thing that's a little low is fun. Even social is almost maxed out, and look at that room stat in the toilet. It's not often that toilets have a particularly high room stat, but this toilet most certainly does. And I think we need to fill these up before we do anything concerning the piano. It is a significant investment in money, filling these up, but we want to make sure that both of them can eat at the same time if they need to. There we go, we'll fill that up, and He's even singing in the shower. That's how happy he is. He is exceptionally happy. And that's always good. We'll just wait a little while here. That is sorted. Fill that up there, Samuel. Fill this up here, and maybe after work we'll consider buying you something new. Something that you'll most certainly benefit from. Perhaps a new fridge or a new cooking stove. We'll get you something, that's for sure. The music definitely has changed to something even more difficult to play, but he is skilled enough to be able to do it, which is fantastic. His fun is going to go up very quickly indeed, while the maid comes by to clean everything up. She's definitely going to have to clean that up as well. And this and that, I'm sure Melisande will get out of the way eventually. There we go. His fun is rocketing up, which is brilliant news. Getting this was a brilliant investment indeed. And somebody did suggest that when people need to gain more family friends, to invite multiple people over. For instance, Samuel could invite Dave over and somebody else. And while that is a good idea in theory, it prevents me from having control of who Dave wants to talk to. Because we can have all kinds of interactions happen while I'm not controlling Dave that way, and where possible I'd like to keep control of who they interact with. But then again, they do have free will, and sometimes I do forget to give out commands, so that does happen anyway. Time for you to stop there, Samuel. You have done more than enough today, and look at that mood. It is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. I think we'll have you, we could have you study some cooking, we could have you do practically anything, we could even have you talk in the mirror and practice speech, or brush your teeth, and you are not having a snack. Your hunger is more than sufficient there. More than sufficient. Go and pick a good book to read. That is a pretty good book, you always read that one. An excellent choice there, Samuel. You may get even better at... yes, nobody would be happy about cleaning that, that's for sure. Nobody would be happy whatsoever. We're going to have you read that for quite a while, I think. You're going to gain a significant amount of progress to cooking. Eventually you will be a fine chef of gourmet meals. And that, I think, was 20 simoleons worth of... money given to the maid so that she could clean everything up once again. Definitely a sound investment getting the maid to help out around the house occasionally. And I think we'll just cancel going to work for the moment so that he can read for that little bit more time. And there are positive interactions going on between the two cats, which is always good. Can we squeeze a little bit more out? The answer is I really think we should probably go to work right now so that we're not late. There we go. Having another cat around certainly has helped with social. So I think we've managed to find a kind of balance here for Samuel, which is good. We definitely wanted him to have balance in his life. The occasional day off he'll certainly need, especially with Dave's relationship slowly dwindling here. We can actually try and ring him as soon as we get back from work, although I don't know if he'll appreciate that. Also, having full mood outside is just brilliant. That is an excellent mood indeed. You're a star performer. Your boss loves you. Your colleagues envy you. Keep it up and you'll soon be rewarded. We'll only be rewarded if we actually gain the skills and family friends for that promotion. And 5 family friends at the moment is well beyond Samuel's capabilities. We're going to most certainly pay those bills right now. The sooner we pay them, the faster we'll be able to go and do other things. How much is it? 415, that is absolutely fine. We'll just pay those, and then I think we'll say hello to Melisande after we've called Dave to say hi. We could throw a party, that would be a pretty poor idea right now. Hey, it's going to be party time at 11:30. And people go, is there going to be pizza? Will Dave be there? And then Dave won't be there, and then the party won't go anywhere. Maybe Dave will want to say hi now. I get the feeling he might not want to. Samuel is terrible at picking a good time. Oh no, they actually do want to talk. That is brilliant. Just remember that, Samuel. Don't ring in the morning. Oh no, wait, that went terribly. Although we got a positive, which is alright. I'm not sure if Dave got a positive there though. But hey, at least there was some positive. And now Samuel will rest. With that much more money available, we should probably buy something right now. It's going to take quite a lot of money to get a much better bed, rather. It's going to cost about 5,000 simoleons to get something definitely better. I mean, we could get something that provides a little more energy for nearly triple what we spent on that bed, or we could spend a little bit more to get something that's more comfortable. The room stat, however, is quite good for there. It will give him a certain boost to his outlook and make him a lot happier when he gets up. We also could get better wardrobes as well. There are ones to provide room, but there's really not much need to right now. We're looking at appliances, though. We may be able to get some of them. I mean, there's one here that's 575. It is more expensive, but it does provide one room, and I am considering getting that. There's also this here that also provides one room. You know what? We could just get that. It doesn't exactly fit in with the other services we have here, but we could always work on that. Eventually, I am thinking of changing all the wallpapers on the floors. But for now, I'll think about getting that trash compactor. I'll certainly think about it. So we're going to have Samuel get some rest, and when we come back, folks, who knows what Samuel will do now that he's found this wonderful balance. He might spend a day away from work so that he can talk to Dave and patch up that relationship that's going a little, that's weakening a little. It'll certainly help Dave out if we do that. So I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then, just as Samuel is getting up to welcome the day at 6 in the morning. I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Dag dag.